the mind is identical to the brain or the body, and whether it can be explained in terms of neural or physiological processes, are two distinct questions. No economist will deny that an economy just is the sum of all the physical activity involved in the production and consumption of goods and services. But it doesn't follow from that fact that an economy could be defined in the language of physics. So too, being a physicalist about what the mind is does not entail a commitment to the mind being reducible to or analysable in terms of physical processes. In philosophy of mind, there are what we might think of as 4 roadblocks to reductionism. First, as functionalists point out, mental processes are almost certainly going to be realisable in very different kinds of material configurations. This is referred to as the multiple realisability problem. Consider what it is to perceive redness. This mental process may take different forms in different species, different forms in different individuals of the same species, and could perhaps be realised in different physical systems that we haven't yet envisaged. But if there are no identities between mental states and physical states, then there's no possibility of generating those bridging laws that are necessary to reduce our folk psychological terms, such as perceiving redness, to terms of a more basic science. Second, thinking involves following or trying to follow norms or rules of reasoning. For example, norms of coherence and consistency. Where there is rule following, there's always the possibility of error. I'm trying to add a set of large numbers and I keep getting different answers. Some of them must be wrong. But are there mistakes in nature, independently of human activity? Bodies act in accordance with laws of nature, but there is no sense in which they might fail to do so. If a body doesn't act in accordance with a law of nature, it's the law which is wrong, not the body. Third, describing all the physical and functional facts about a cognitive system seems to leave something out, something unexplained, namely what it's like to have experiences. Whatever we can discover about the neural correlates of consciousness seems incapable of capturing those qualities of experience to which only introspection gives us access. Finally, even if thoughts just are neural states, they do not merely have causes and effects. They also have meaning. They refer to objects. This is referred to as the intentionality of mental states. Mental states are about things, and sometimes about things that don't exist. In the 1400s, Ponce de Leon, who was a Spanish explorer, searched for the fountain of youth. There is, alas, no such thing as the fountain of youth, and yet the fountain of youth is what defined the beliefs and desires that drove him on his quest. How would we capture these defining aspects of mental states in terms of neural firings or any other physical process? Whether these 4 roadblocks pose insuperable barriers to explaining our mental life in terms of basic science or not is the subject of intense and ongoing philosophical debate.